Hey friends, welcome to Vlogmas Day 2. Today I am going to share with you some paintings of mine from my licensing days. If you are new here, welcome, thank you. Please subscribe and click the little notification bell so you know when I have new videos. And if you're returning, thank you so much for joining me. And in case you are new here, I want to explain a little bit about what I mean when I say back in my licensing days. I like to talk about it every once in a while because I know that we have new subscribers and I just want to make sure you know what's going on. So anyways, I used to license my artwork heavily. It used to be the bulk of my business. It used to be all of the business, let's just put it that way. I started licensing in 1996 or 97, and I still do license my artwork to a handful of companies, but I used to have like 50 companies I worked for, and I painted every single day. I had a ghost painter at one time where I would draw the art, she knew my color palette, she would paint it, and then I would finalize it with color pencil. And so we worked as a team for many years together. Anyways, I used to paint, some years we would paint over 300 paintings a year. So from 1990, well, before licensing even, we had Primitive Folk, and I used to paint, and we would sell my prints, framed prints, to gift shops across the world, across the nation and overseas for some. And so including those paintings as well, I am up to 4,502 paintings. Is that insane or what? Every time I say that, I feel like, what? How's that even possible? So a lot of the work that I did was for holidays, especially Christmas. I had Christmas cards. I used to have gift wrap. I used to have gift bags and gift boxes and all of the things that you need for Christmas, if it was paper related or if it was, candle accessories, tabletop dinnerware, any of that kind of thing. I used to do a lot of Christmas art for those products. One second. Sorry, that furnace kicks on and it's so loud and so distracting. So I can hear it kick on, and if I catch it in time, the blower doesn't come on. So anyway, long story short, I am going to share with you some paintings from my past. I like to share the number. I number all of my paintings and title them, and I have a database or a list of them going. So that way I know about what year I painted it, and it just kind of gives me a clue as to not only when I painted it, but what number I'm on. That noise in the background is my husband using the paper folder for our pattern business, so if you're wondering. Okay, so I'm going to show you these first three that were painted for napkins. So holiday napkins, how cute. I wish I had some of these left, but I don't. That's one of them. And then this one actually was a paper plate. It wasn't this small. They did big paper plates and small paper plates. And this one also was a napkin. You can tell the napkins because they have the borders just on the two sides like that. Okay, I don't know. There's more to this group of paintings. I don't know what happened to them. But these I painted for Certified International, which they do tabletop dinnerware. And these were plates. So a lot of times, like, I would paint the whole border, and then for the other one, I just Photoshop this into that border. So once I learned how to use Photoshop, I kind of cheated a little bit and didn't know. Well, I wasn't cheating, I was being smart. Why paint that green border again if I don't have to, right? So there should be two more of these somewhere else. They weren't filed together somehow. And again, same with this. This was painted for like a dinner plate of some sort, or maybe it was even paper plates, I'm not sure. But there should be one with a red background, a green background, and a blue background. And the snowmen are all different, but same kind of theme where it's windy and their hats are blowing off and their scarves are blowing, and I just love that motion in artwork. Here's another one. I didn't give you numbers on those previous ones. There's no number on this one. This actually I repainted. This was a tabletop ceramic line that I designed for Park Designs. We did plates, cookie jar, mugs, I mean, you name it. Any kind of holiday, a spoon rest, cream and sugar, all that stuff. And this was part of that line. This one is numbered 2665. Little penguins and polar bears working on decorating their Christmas tree. This is old. This number is 176. Is that insane? 176 and I'm up to 4,500. Yeah, so this is an old one, but I love it still. I like the darker colors. There came a point where, you know, things change and they wanted lighter, brighter colors. And, you know, my job was to give artwork to my licensees in the format or whatever that they needed. And if they needed brighter colors, that's what I did. But I prefer these colors, a more rich, dark color palette. These also are not numbered. So there you go. I guess I have more than 4,502 paintings. But I love these. Oh, actually, these were supposed to be in a different pile. Because this pile is just like all Christmas, any kind of Christmas. And then I have a pile I'm going to show you another day that's all teddy bear Christmas. And then even those two piles aren't everything that I have. I probably will dig out some more. If you're enjoying looking at the artwork, let me know in the comments so that I know to do some more of these. This one I originally painted with teddy bears. And then you'll see that a lot where you'll see this when I do the teddy bear one tomorrow. Or if I do it tomorrow, whatever day I do the teddy bear Christmas art, you'll see the same scenario, but these two were changed into teddy bears. This was a weird little trend I was doing. I don't know. I was just paper crafting and it was fun. So I would tear my watercolor paper and then I would paint on it. So I painted the feather tree and then that little snowman in a bucket, which is so stinking cute. And then these are all cut out. Is that 2 layers? No, that's just the star painted with the burgundy is not a separate piece of paper. It looks like it is. And then this is like a textured paper, and so is this. And Merry Christmas also was painted on paper, so that's just something different for me. Someone would look at that and not even know it's my artwork. I used to work with Village Candle, and I did do some work for Yankee Candle as well later on. But, so this is like a candle shade that would go on a big candle. Nutcrackers. Not that you didn't know that. This is a huge Santa. He was painted for Park Designs. They made this into Christmas dinnerware one year. The number is 2165. So about halfway through my painting career. I love those weird little, what are they called? Reindeer. They're very stubby. I don't know. They're funny. Cheerful giver. I love these stars up here in the corners. And of course, who doesn't love a penny? Cheerful Giver is the name of that painting. This one, I'm sure well, maybe you wouldn't recognize on this channel. On my other YouTube channel, you might. But this I designed in a cross-stitch chart. That was also a Christmas card at one time. Frosty the Snowman, basically. Doesn't it look like Frosty with all the little kids following him? I love this little prim tree. The number is 1108. This was done for Village Candle. So Village Candle, when I first started with them, I used to design their labels. And this was a label on one of their Christmas scents. Cute little toys under the tree and all the snowmen and star and bulbs. I love it. I love that piece. That'd be cute and cross-stitched too. So I did the 12 Days of a Country Christmas at one point. And anyways, this was part of it. It says, on the 12th day of Christmas, Santa gave to me 12 mohair bears. And you might recognize this. This Santa, at least. Let me get it for you. This is what the original painting looks like. So it's basically, I took this Santa. Man, there's quite a glare. I took that Santa and changed out all these cool things and made them all into bears. So yeah, I love this. He's got a little crow on his hat. I've been wanting to chart this for cross stitch. It would be a big one and it would be a lot of detail because I would want to get all of that detail in there. I mean, candles, snowmen, angels, Santa figurines, gingerbread, a little blue wooden box, teddy bear, a sheepy, a fence, a feather tree. I mean, everything Christmas that I love. So here's another one that you can tell I painted the two borders here, and then I just, in Photoshop, I just copied them so I didn't have to paint the other two sides. Yeah. But look, I love this one. Look at those sweet little faces. I just love this one so much. The colors are a little bit bright compared to what I normally paint. Okay, so the number on this one is 4015, so this is pretty recent. When I worked with this company and they did gift boxes, gift bags, round boxes, I mean, tons of them too. So whenever I painted for him, I could not paint enough Christmas for this person. I mean, they used every Christmas painting I did, but they liked them in sets of 3s or sets of 4. So you'll notice there's a lot of sets. So again, using Photoshop. So this is the original, and then I painted this one, and then in Photoshop plopped it in there. So it's, oh, this should have been in the bear one, because it's got snowmen and bears. Oh well. And then here's the third one. Again, here's a set of 3. The number on this one is 4017. My Cardinals. My Cardinals actually is the name of the series. Here we have a set of 3 again. Must not have known Photoshop at this point because I painted the borders on all of these, and it's the same stinking border. I love this. This is fun for me too, guys, to go back through my artwork. The numbers on these, 2561. Look at my skating. So it's 2559, 2560, 2561. Fun, fun, fun. I think I painted these for Books Are Fun, I think. I think they're going to make them into ornaments. I can't find 11 and 12, but it's basically the 12 Days of Christmas, and I don't know, 11 and 12 is missing. And then this I thought was interesting. Well, okay, hold on. So this is 2302, Sweet Tooth Snowman. I love him with his gingerbread and his fun, what do you call those? Peppermints. Peppermint patties, or whatever you want to call them. Okay, and then so there's a series of 3 of them. with like the peppermints and stuff. This one is called Decorate the Tree. And then I thought it was interesting. So somebody, and I don't even remember this, but somebody must have asked me to change the colors, you know, because that aqua started getting popular. And instead of the peppermints and the Christmas lights, well, we still have peppermints, but we have cookies and gingerbread men. So see the difference? How, I don't know, I think that's interesting. Okay, and then last but not least, I had this one, Christmas Tree Shop, little snowman. See, these are my kind of colors. Even this is a little bit too bright for me, but so somebody liked that, but they must have wanted it to have that darn aqua in there. And it was, you know, oh yeah, Making Merry was that's right. It must have been Books Are Fun then, because we were doing no. Oh, I can't, Transfar maybe. I can't think of the company, but we were doing a whole line called Making Merry, and it was all sweets. Look at I like this. I think that's interesting. It's like a cupcake, but it's got like this tree-shaped peppermint patty. Look at this one. How fun. He's holding a tree with sugar cookies on it. I mean, I'm getting a cavity just looking at this artwork. So interesting. And then part of that Making Merry, this doesn't have a number on it, so again, I guess I didn't number everything. But look at Santa. He made some cookies. And the antlers on the reindeer are candy canes. All right, so there should have been 3 of these, but one is misplaced. Number 2659. I love the penguins and the polar bears and the snowmen together. I just think that's a fun combination. I need to hurry up. Again, this was a candle. I mean, basically, if you cut this out and then fold it so that's end to end, it's going to create a candle shade like this. This is a Halloween one. Who is this? This is Yankee Candle. And see how it's kind of, what do you call it? What do you call that? Raised. Anyways, so that's how I would have to paint them. This was painted for Legacy Publishing for a calendar I used to do called From the Heart. I love this one. Can you tell I like pennies? This number is 2247. I wish I put the date on the back of them when I painted them. These aren't numbered either. Well, for crying out sideways. But these are newer. I can just tell by the color. Whenever I see brighter colors, I know they're newer. Hanging Hearts. 2700. 2700. 2700. Seriously. Christmas Light Hugs. You know, after painting that many years, you run out of ideas for names. Oh, here's the rest of that. Hold on. Okay, I knew there was more to this one. So we have this one, and then we have this one, and then we have this one, and then we have this one. So that was a set of 4. 3036, so these are a little bit newer. Oh, look. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. He's reading to the polar bear. And he's got his little paws crossed. This is so not my color palette. 2361. Yeah, it was about the time they wanted me to paint lighter and brighter colors. So there's one, it's feeding the birds. It's all kind of feeding the birds and bird houses and all that jazz. So that was a set of 3. Look at his face. It's cute. I know I painted this just for me because it's very primitive and it didn't license to anybody, but sometimes you just want to paint what you want to paint. I love the colors of this, that Sage 2181. So these are my colors. This is also a set. These are with those squatty little reindeer I was doing for a while there. And I love these trees. They're really different. I've never seen anyone paint trees like that, so it's kind of cool. It's hard to come up with, new ideas and something different. And then this one's cute too. I like the background too, if you can see the stars, kind of a chalkboard look, like a light chalkboard. Have a holly jolly Christmas. Do, 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 do. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Oh, how cute. Hold on now. He's hanging on to it. And then look at how this guy, look how that guy's hanging on to it. He's got the banner hanging off these sticks of, like, it's a stick with a star at the top. That's pretty fun. I don't know what I painted this for. Again, this doesn't have a number. I don't know what the heck I was doing. But that probably says ginger on it. So he's carrying a thing of ginger. The egg. That's so fun. He's got the butter. He's got the flour. They're making gingerbread. They're making friends. A nice Americana Christmas Santa for you. This was for probably Yankee Candle. Look at that weird little Santa. So this would have been a plate that you'd lay down and put your candle on. I don't have the large candle shade. This is the small candle shade. So the whole theme was Santa and his elves. Look at these little elves. They're really fun. And then these are tea light holders. This is a tea light holder, and it had a little lid. These are like just little Christmas gifts. And then this was a tart burner. So in the back, when they made it, was open in the back, and you'd put a little tea light in there, and then you put the tart burners here, unless it was electric. I don't remember now if it was electric or not. These would have tea lights in them, and then you'd put the tarts in there, and it would melt the tarts. And then this was a little for a tea light, or maybe a votive. Might have been for a votive. But he's holding a little mistletoe. Oh, this was the very first thing that I showed you. That was the painting that launched the whole thing. So this was the painting. So what would happen sometimes is a company would see a painting that I liked, and they would say, okay, I love this color palette. I love that Santa snowman, blah, blah, blah. And they would say, okay, I want you to design that into paper plates and napkins and stuff. So that's where all of those came from when I originally started showing you all of these. Yeah. This was the painting that started it all. And then I found these, and I hardly remember painting these. I don't remember who I painted them for. But it's, I guess, because I was having so much fun painting those elves, that I decided to make more elves and kind of go into the North Pole type thing. I don't think I painted this for anyone specifically. 2505, Santa's Big Night, it says. So Santa's leaving the North Pole, but the little toy shop, look, they got mushrooms. I don't know what I was thinking when I was painting some of this stuff, but They're just little candy houses. And then there's Santa doing a little jig with all of his little elves. And then here are, it says deck the halls, and here's all of the elves decorating the tree. They're happy and fun little elves. Actually, I must have made these for someone specifically because there's a little hook up here on that. So evidently that was going to be an ornament, possibly. I don't know. It was a long time ago. Look at that one. This is fragile on it. It's got little bears in the box. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoy it. It's fun to look back through my artwork that I painted 10 years ago, you know? Because like I said, in the heyday of licensing, we were cranking out the artwork. And I mean, I was sketching and drawing and painting probably 60 hours a week. But that's what we did. And I have tons more art to show you. I don't know if I'll get through all of it during Vlogmas, but I will try. The next time, maybe tomorrow, I will go through the teddy bear artwork. We'll see. I don't know. I wanted to keep these at a half an hour, but when I go through the artwork, it definitely takes some time. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. Let's continue our story about how Santa Claus came to be. St. Nicholas made his first inroads into American popular culture towards the end of the 18th century. In December 1773 and again in 1774, a New York newspaper reported that groups of Dutch families had gathered to honor the anniversary of his death. The name Santa Claus evolved from Nick's Dutch name Sinterklaas. In 1804, John Pintard, member of the New York Historical Society, distributed woodcuts of St. Nicholas at the Society's annual meeting. The background of the engraving contains now familiar Santa images, including stockings filled with toys and fruit hung over the fireplace. In 1809, Washington Irving helped to popularize the Sinterklaas stories when he referred to St. Nicholas as the patron saint of New York in his book, The History of New York. As his prominence grew, Sinterklaas was described as everything from a rascal with a blue three-cornered hat, red waistcoat, and yellow stockings to a man wearing a broad-brimmed hat and a huge pair of Flemish trunk hose. Gift-giving, mainly centered around children, has been the important part of Christmas celebration since the holiday's rejuvenation in the early 19th century. Stores began to advertise Christmas shopping in 1820, and by the 1840s, newspapers were creating separate sections for holiday advertisements, which often featured images of the newly popular Santa Claus. In 1841, thousands of children visited a Philadelphia shop to see a life-size Santa Claus model. It was only a matter of time before stores began to attract children and their parents with the lure of a peek at the live Santa Claus. In the early 1890s, the Salvation Army needed money to pay for the free Christmas meals they provided to needy families. They began dressing up unemployed men in Santa Claus suits and sending them into the streets of New York to solicit donations. Those familiar Salvation Army Santas have been ringing bells on the street corners of America's cities ever since. Perhaps the most iconic department store Santa is Kris Kringle in the 1947 classic Santa Claus movie Miracle on 34th Street. A young Natalie Wood played a little girl who believes Kris Kringle when he says he is the real Santa Claus. The Macy's Santa has appeared at almost every Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade since it began in 1924, and fans of all ages still line up to meet the Macy's Santa in New York City and at stores around the country where children can take pictures on Santa's lap and tell him what they want for Christmas. In 1822, Clement Clarke Moore, an Episcopal minister, wrote a long Christmas poem for his 3 daughters entitled An Account of a Visit from St. Nicholas, more popularly known as 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Moore's poem, which he was initially hesitant to publish due to the frivolous nature of its subject, is largely responsible for our modern image of Santa Claus as a right jolly old elf with a portly figure and a supernatural ability to ascend a chimney with a mere nod of his head. Although some of Moore's imagery was probably borrowed from other sources, his poem helped popularize the now familiar image of Santa Claus, who flew from house to house on Christmas Eve in a miniature sleigh led by 8 flying reindeer to leave presents for deserving children. An account of the visit from St. Nicholas created a new and immediately popular American icon. In 1881, political cartoonist Thomas Nast drew on Moore's poem to create the first likeness that matches our modern image of Santa Claus. His cartoon, which appeared in Harper's Weekly, depicted Santa as a rotund, cheerful man with a full white beard holding a sack laden with toys for lucky children. It is Nast who gave Santa his bright red suit trimmed with white fur, North Pole workshop, elves, and his wife, Mrs. Claus. 18th century America Santa Claus was not the only St. Nicholas-inspired gift giver to make an appearance at Christmas time. There are similar figures and Santa traditions around the world. Christkind, or Kris Kringle, was believed to deliver presents to well-behaved Swiss and German children. Meaning Christ child, Christkind is an angel-like figure often accompanied by St. Nicholas on his holiday missions. In Scandinavia, a jolly elf named Tantum was thought to deliver gifts in a sleigh drawn by goats. English legend explains that Father Christmas visits each home on Christmas Eve to fill children's stockings with holiday treats. Père Noël is responsible for filling the shoes of French children. In Italy, there is a story of a woman called La Befana, a kindly witch who rides a broomstick down the chimneys of Italian homes to deliver toys into the stockings of lucky children. In the United States, Santa Claus is often depicted as flying from his home to home on Christmas Eve to deliver toys to children. He flies on his magic sleigh, led by his reindeer, Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen, and the most famous reindeer of all, Rudolph. Santa enters each home through the chimney, which is why empty Christmas stockings hung by the chimney with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. As Clement Clarke Moore wrote in his famous poem, stockings can be filled with candy canes and other treats or small toys. Santa Claus and his wife, Mrs. Claus, call the North Pole home, and children write letters to Santa and track Santa's progress around the world on Christmas Eve. Children often leave cookies and milk for Santa and carrots for the reindeer. Santa Claus keeps a naughty list and a nice list to determine who deserves gifts on Christmas morning, and parents often invoke these lists as a way to ensure their children are on their best behavior. The lists are immortalized in the 1934 Christmas song, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Rudolph, the most famous reindeer of all, was born over 100 years after his 8 flying counterparts. The red-nosed wonder was the creation of Robert L. May, a copywriter at the Montgomery Ward department store. In 1939, May wrote a Christmas-themed story poem to help bring holiday traffic into his store. Using a similar rhyme pattern to Moore's 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, May told the story of Rudolph, a young reindeer who was teased by the other deer because of his large, glowing red nose. But when Christmas Eve turned foggy and Santa worried that he wouldn't be able to deliver gifts that night, the former outcast saved Christmas by leading the sleigh in the light of his red nose. Rudolph's message, that given the opportunity, a liability can be turned into an asset, provided popular. Montgomery Ward sold almost 2.5 million copies of the story in 1939. When it was reissued in 1946, the book sold over 3.5 million copies. Several years later, one of May's friends, Johnny Marks, wrote a short song based on Rudolph's story in 1949. It was recorded by Gene Autry and sold over 2 million copies. Since then, the story has been translated into 25 languages and has been made into a television movie, narrated by Burl Ives. It's charmed audiences every year since 1964. So there you have it. Now you know the history of how Santa came to be, starting out as St. Nicholas, and just how the story developed throughout the years and throughout different countries and their traditions. And I was thinking after this, I should have put a red nose on that deer I painted. Hope you enjoyed it. By the way, today's keyword is Kris Kringle. Hey guys, day 3 of Vlogmas. So I'm going to open what I got from Stitchy Box.
Stitchy Box.
Today's Thursday. I don't know how we're going to do this when we actually do have the grandkids, but they aren't here with us today.
Oh.
Yeah, so. Oh!
What'd you get? What'd you get?
Oh, nice. Scissors. Curved scissors. I love using curved scissors. It makes snipping those threads much easier. These are nice, too.
Who knew?
Well, just when they're curved.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Flat to the fabric. What brand is that? Premax? I never heard of them, but I really like them. Very nice. Thank you very much, Stitchy Box. I say that as if that's her name. What is her name? I'll put it down below. Starts with an L. I'm starting with an L right now. Lame. Any guesses?
Yeah. Big spoons.
Big spoons for what?
I don't know. I hope it's, oh, awesome. Long shoehorn.
One for down here, one for up there.
Perfect. That is a great gift.
You know, I've
always wanted them. I've never.
Really?
Yeah, I've never thought to.
When the last time we were at Roger, we have friends Roger and Amy, but we were at Gary and Amy's, and he used one, and he goes, "This is the best thing ever." And I went and bought one. Not went, I ordered online, but anyway, I got you one like 2 days later because I'm like, that is really genius. You don't have to bend all the way over because, you know, it's older. It's not as easy.
It's tough. The right foot is hard to get up to where I need it. My knee's bad, so.
Yeah, so that hopefully that'll help you out.
It will tremendously. She
Nice.
asked me earlier, "Are you having fun?" I'm having fun.
Do they have a way to hang them?
Yeah,
I guess you could just hang it with
right
that
there,
part. Yeah, hang them right by the door. Okay, so this is the kitten stitcher.
Teresa?
This is, yes, Teresa Vanette. The Bee Company. How cute. Cross stitch chart, Noel tag. Oh, cute. Ooh, that's not a ton of stitching. I could actually get that done. And it comes with the lace.
Oh,
and wow, how cool. It's a kit basically. Yeah,
I'll get you.
I need to have, where's my white piece of paper? Oh, I got paintings here. I can just do that. It's just glitch.
It's too shiny.
It's too shiny. I'll take it out. Very cool. Who's the designer? Oh, the Bee Company is the designer. Okay. Creations, the Bee Company. Okay, that's a different language, so. I can't even figure out how to open it. I didn't realize how many options. You can get them longer. I mean, there was all kinds of them.
Who knew?
I had no clue.
This will be good for me. For now. And when I get older, I'll have to graduate to these.
The longer ones. Oh my gosh, I am just, there's a staple running through it, so I kind of tore it. Alright, so you get the tag. It's a wooden tag. Let me come over there. I can't show you the chart, but Yeah, it was stapled and I didn't realize it, so when I was unwrapping it, I tore it a little bit. But that's what it looks like. And you get the wooden tag, the lace, and the little wooden accoutrement that says Noel.
Accoutrement.
How cute. And you know me, I'm probably going to grunge it up a little bit more. Grunge up that tag and then use like a dark, ooh, a black linen on there with some red stitching. Ooh, that'd be really cool. I'm excited because that is not a huge chart. Yeah, so cool. Thank you, Teresa Vanette and the Bee Company, and thank you, Stitchy Box.
They're from France.
I kind of thought that because I was trying to read something on it, and it looked like French, but I wasn't sure. Liz, I knew it started with an L. Liz. Thank you, Liz. I'm enjoying the Stitchy Box. See you tomorrow. I mentioned yesterday in my Vlogmas 1 that we would have the grandkids today. Well, we didn't have the grandkids, and I was kind of bummed because I was really bummed, let's put it that way. But I really wanted to paint with them. I drew 4 sketches onto watercolor paper. I was going to let Easton color one, Ellery color one while I was coloring one. And I know how that goes, and they would want to color on mine too. So that's why I drew 4 of them, because I knew I would have to color, or I would have to paint one myself. So anyways, they weren't able to come over today. So when they do come over next time, I'm going to have them paint that, and I will be recording it because it's going to be hilarious. We're going to talk about Christmas. I'm going to ask them a bunch of things about Christmas, like what do they want. So it'll be a lot of fun. I don't know when it's going to be. If they might be coming over this weekend for a few hours, and we can do it then. If not, it'll be next Thursday. So anyway, I just wanted to clarify that because I know yesterday I said that I would be painting with the grandkids. So anyways, we will see you tomorrow. Bye.